Danny was a freshman at the University of Missouri. I was very excited to go to school with Danny. When I think about what happened to my brother, I feel disgusted. They changed Danny's life forever. I didn't even think that I would run into the people that harmed Danny, but I ran into them every single weekend. It just looks like they didn't care what they did to Danny, and they show no remorse, and that is even more hurtful.
Does this situation seem broken? I mean, just because I know some of you are in a fraternity, and when you hear that it happens and that a fraternity has been warned and on probation and then on probation again, and then they just like, yeah, whatever, and just go ahead and do it again. Yes, in the back.
I can't understand how the university didn't understand it was going on. This party could not have been quiet. Like, they would have had to have known that it was happening, so who didn't step in at that point? It's just insane.
Kids all over the country are going back to college, and for some, hazing season will begin. And we want to talk about that. And this is the first national interview you guys have given, and I thank you so much for doing it, to bring awareness to this, to wake kids up and talk about this so it doesn't happen. What do you think happened that night?
Well, there was a couple group messages going along with the executive members of the fraternity, and this night was planned. The pledges they were not aware that this night was going to happen. And these executive members were texting in a group message before, like, we're going to get these kids decidedly drunk tonight. Like, they were planning to just get them all messed up that night. Like, that was their plan all along.
Premeditated.
We know what was being said because earlier in the day, that afternoon, it said 3:07 p.m. Start to bring them downstairs at 9 on the wall for 20 to 25 minutes, then give them booze, yell at them about being alcohol hazed, then blindfolds off and head to the courtyard. So there was a plan here. And they gave him a bottle of vodka, right?
Yes, a fifth of Tito's.
Taped to his hand,
Yes.
Yes.
and he was told to drink it, all of it.
Finish it.
Okay, and at times during the night, did he say, that's it, no more?
Yeah, we did get a statement that Danny did try to stop, when they looked at the bottle and realized it wasn't empty, gave it back to him. So that happened 3 times. And then Danny said, no more, I'm done. And then someone shouted, no in the house tonight.
Okay, so continued pressure. Was there a problem with this fraternity doing anything like this before?
13 days before the event, they were put on a second probation. So the first one, I think, David May, and then the second one was 13 days before the event.
So they were on probation at the time?
Yes, and
Double.
when you're on probation...
Double probation?
Yes, and when you're on probation, you're not supposed to have any parties, any tailgates, no events at the house. Whenever you have an event at a fraternity house, you're supposed to register it through the school. They're supposed to be aware of anything that happens at the fraternity. And when you're put on probation, you're not allowed to have anything at the house. So they didn't tell the school, the university, anything about this event. They just tried to get away with it, and that's why this event should never have taken place. And if this never takes place, then this doesn't happen to my brother, so.
They knew there were rules. They weren't even supposed to be having this event. Do you think that your son recognizes you and can hear you at this point?
100% he can hear us. Yeah, he knows we're there. He knows what's going on. But regarding the vision, no, at this time, and we hope for the best, right? But for hearing, hears perfectly. So we talk to him all the time. So when his friends come over, he perks up. So it's...
Do people from the fraternity come over?
No.
No. No one, we haven't even heard from one of the parents, none of the kids, and I'm sorry or nothing. They've just gone completely silent. They probably still think it's Danny's fault.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.